There has been a shocking report linking Giannis Antetokounmpo to the New York Knicks, and we have to talk about this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. We're in day 4 of the offseason. Yes, we're still doing that. Good morning, Knicks fans. Let's get into some morning Knicks talk because Giannis Antetokounmpo has been linked to the New York Knicks. As according to Brian Windhorst, the whole league is watching what happens with Giannis, and certainly the Knicks are up there as one of the teams, as Windhorst said on Get Up the other day. And this is obviously huge news, as Giannis Antetokounmpo, if you ask me, is the third best player in the NBA, trailing only Jokic and Embiid. There's an argument for any of those three to be the top player in the NBA. I think it's safe to say Jokic, but also he lost in the second round. But, well, Giannis lost in the first round also due to him not being there, and Embiid lost in the first round due to the Knicks being better than the 76ers. Those 76ers fans are still crying about it. It's absolutely absurd and really weird behavior, but that's whatever. Who cares? It's Philadelphia. They're weird. No shade towards Sean. But the only way the Bucks would ever consider moving Giannis is if he requested a trade, and right now, according to Windhorst, as of 2 weeks ago, there were no rumbles about him wanting out of Milwaukee, but we know that can change quickly. Giannis was very pro the Bucks for a while, but soon after they won the title, it seemed like his interest kind of shifted. He wanted to go back-to-back, and that obviously did not happen. And in 2022, 2023, and 2024, the Milwaukee Bucks have had an underwhelming end to their season. Giannis has been in the NBA for 10 years now. He spent all that time on the Bucks, and he wants to win more than one championship. I mean, his career is decorated with awards, but he only has the one ring, and he wants to win more. He wants to be up there as one of the great winners in NBA history, and I think he's losing faith in the Milwaukee Bucks, which is very fair. I mean, they put together this team, and if they weren't injured, they would have beaten the Pacers, and they would have played the Knicks in the second round. If the Knicks had all those injuries, the Knicks still would have lost. If the Knicks were fully healthy, they probably would have beat the Bucks. But both those teams were injured, and the Pacers got incredibly lucky into getting into that Eastern Conference Finals, but good on them, whatever. The Bucks, they've been underwhelming outside of that 1 year where they won the NBA Finals. And trading for Dame didn't do anything because Giannis got hurt and Dame was dealing with an injury also. But Dame's been dealing with injuries for season after season now that he's getting older. I mean, he's like, 34 years old? He's dealt with a lot of injuries, that abdominal thing. He had an Achilles thing this playoffs. There's been a lot going on in Damian Lillard's health that people have not paid that much attention to because he spent most of his career on the Portland Trailblazers, and no one ever cared about the Trailblazers because Dame was carrying them. With this all in mind, Giannis is not going to want to play for a team that keeps losing in the first round. He will leave. Giannis absolutely will leave. He almost left last summer, but they traded for Dame because Giannis basically said, you make this team better or I'm going to make it much worse because y'all are losing me. And y'all are also losing Thanasis, who the Knicks drafted and is the best player in, well, I don't know, probably some rec league. No, that's shade. He's an NBA player and I'm not. But Giannis has talked about this, as I was just saying. I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page, everybody's going for a championship, everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their family like I do, and if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. Those are crazy words to say about your own team. Giannis put them on blast last summer, and we were doing some videos. If you've been with the channel for a while, if you've been vibing with us, you would know that there was a time where we were dropping Giannis trade videos thinking the Knicks could make a move for Giannis here. Now, obviously, that didn't end up happening, but it's a new year, it's a new summer, and if Giannis decides, hey, I know he signed that extension, but if he decides, hey, I don't believe in this team anymore, which is a very real possibility, mind you, he will request a trade. He's not going to waste time on his career being like, okay, well, I'll be 31. I'm out of my 20s. I'm on the wrong side of 30 now. Am I really going to waste the season? No, I'm not. I want to win championships. I want to win a few more championships. I'm not, and I can only win one every year. I'm not going to waste one of my prime years of my career playing for a Bucks team that does not want to win and can't win. He's just not going to do that. He will request a trade, and the Bucks will have to trade him. Now, I think the Knicks are the favorites if Giannis requests a trade. Who else has the assets to do something about it? The only team that can outdo the Knicks for Giannis is the Oklahoma City Thunder. And maybe they'll go all in on him. I think they're going to go for Lauri Markkanen personally, but they could go for Giannis. I don't know how his fit with Shea is exactly. I think that's a little suspect. So that's kind of why I think they're going to go for Markkanen. But I'm just trying to think in my head, do we make a Lauri Markkanen video? But no, there's no noise about that to the Knicks. Sorry about the girl who keeps commenting that. But I would like to see Giannis on the New York Knicks, obviously, like most people would. I don't really care that much about the price. Jalen Brunson's going to be 28 next year. He's in the prime of his career. Let's win a championship with Jalen Brunson here. You bring Giannis in. Giannis and Jalen Brunson from minute one are the best duo in the NBA. The only thing that's close is LeBron and AD. It's the only other duo that rivals as good as Giannis and Jalen Brunson would be. I think you got to do it. The problem is you have to have Giannis request a trade or the Bucks won't move him. And that is something that I fully believe could happen this summer. Now, if you made me bet on it, I would say the Bucks are going to keep this team around this summer, be underwhelming again in 2025, and then Giannis is going to request a trade and leave the Milwaukee Bucks once and for all. If you put a gun to my head, that is what I would say is going to happen. Now, I don't know that that's going to happen, but you could do a trade like this summer if they decide, hey, let's do it now. Let's just make that move for Giannis now. If the Bucks are like, you know what, he wants out, let's give him what he wants. Let's take back a crazy package in Julius Randle, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Mitchell Robinson. In the scenario, the Knicks also get the Brook Lopez contract, I guess you could call it, which is an expiring deal. But Brook would not want to play for a team that's not contending for a title considering he's 38. He could back up Isaiah Hartenstein. And in the process, the Bucks get a young center in Mitchell Robinson. They get a ton of draft picks. They get 2 pick swaps in 2028 and 2030, which would likely convey as the Bucks would be in the latter part of a rebuild, and the Knicks would be holding on to their last-ditch efforts of a team that probably won a title. On top of that Pistons pick, which is going to keep deferring until the Pistons are just good enough for it to work. And then the Milwaukee Bucks pick, they get their own pick back. You get Randall, who you could flip, who you could try to win with him and Dame. It gives the Bucks a ton of options, and it's one of the best packages they could possibly get. You got to do a trade like this. We know that Julius Randle could be in trade packages. We've seen this happen. We've seen trade packages for Julius Randle become a thing. The Knicks are willing to move Randle if they can get an upgrade. If they can get a player better than Julius Randle, they'll move him. Outside of that, they won't move him. Giannis is much better than Julius Randle because Giannis is much better than basically everyone in the NBA. I think the Knicks would do this, and I honestly think this is a realistic scenario. The whole thing is just getting Giannis to request that trade, and I could easily see that happen. The Bucks are not that good. Yeah, they were the 3rd seed, but they were underwhelming. They felt like they should have been better. They're on their 3rd coach in 12 months, and Doc Rivers has struggled with the team. I don't think that Giannis is long for the Bucks anymore. I think this is going to end. I think this partnership is going to end with Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, and in the process, the New York Knicks are going to be the team that can land him because they have the most assets outside of the Thunder, who, as I said, I think are going to go for Markkanen. So, guys, I don't even want to say, do you guys want to do this trade? Because I think the overwhelming answer will be yes. But do you think that Giannis should become the Knicks' #1 trade target, or should they kind of wait and be on the prowl and see what happens? I think they should contact the Bucks immediately and be like, what's the deal? Is there any chance you guys are moving him? What's the word? Let me know. But guys, let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to Knicks Digest. We're only in the 4th day of the offseason, and we're cranking out videos left, right, and center. We had 3 videos come out yesterday. This is the first of a few today. Dariel's dropping one also. We're having a great time in the offseason. Live streams are coming next week. You guys do not want to miss it. You got to join the community. Get on the bandwagon, guys. Knicks Digest is on fire. Have a great day, and go Knicks!